Hello and welcome. My name is Jillian and I channel the Akashic Records if you're new here. So the Akashic Records hold all of the information of consciousness for every individual being, as well as planets, dimensions, everything that has been created by Source. There is an information record of all of these things, the past, as well as the future, as well as the present. And so by accessing the Akashic Records, by raising my vibration up into the dimension of the records, I am able to access this information using my clair senses. So today I have a fun day for you. I wanted to ask about some fun things. So I wanted to ask about dolphins. I'm going to see where that leads me, see what else comes up from that. But that is my main first question that I'm going to ask about. And I would also like to ask about Atlantis and Lemuria. So we're gonna see if this all fits into one video or if I'm gonna be making a few separate videos about it, but stay tuned. Also, if you're seeing this video before August 1st, I'm running a promotion on my Akashic Record readings. So you can check out the description for how to book, but it is around $50 off Canadian. And you get quite a good deal if you're in America because your dollar is better than ours. All right, so without further ado, Mother God, help me to open my heart. Protect me and guide me away from any fears or resistance. Remove all judgment and allow me to channel the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of all. Remove any obstacles from the connection to and the awareness of the truth. Help me to surrender to truth and allow it to flow through me unhindered. I now request access to the Akashic Records of the collective. Help me to know the collective in the light of the Akashic Records, to see the collective through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of the collective have for it. The Akashic Records are now open. Namaste. Woo! I feel very, very high, like I feel a big shift into the records today. So this information that I'm going to be asking about must be rather high dimensional. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to ask about is dolphins. Okay, so dolphins are okay, so very first off, dolphins are alien beings. They come from off planet. So there are still dolphin beings living off planet at this time, and they're extremely wise, much much more high vibrational than humans. So there are a lot of humans on Earth right now that are actually really connected to dolphins. They are really connected to these beings as their spirit guides. And the way that dolphins communicate is not with language, like not with English or French or that type of language. Dolphins communicate through sound and through vibration and through frequency. So when a dolphin being is connecting with you, or if you are maybe really connected to dolphins, like maybe that's something you've just always really loved them, then you can go into a meditative state and connect in with your higher self, connect in with your soul star chakra, and ask the dolphin beings to communicate with you. And they do not communicate through words, so they will communicate through feelings that you will get in your body, different frequencies of information. They are very much communicating through inner knowing. So it's as though you will receive the information as a frequency or as a download, and then you will know what that frequency means even without words being used to describe the frequency. So there was, I don't know what, I didn't see the actual article, but I did hear that there was like a time when it was illegal to talk like to communicate with dolphins in the wild. And this is because being around dolphins is going to give you an energetic upgrade. They are actually, if you are in the vicinity of a dolphin, you are going to be receiving codes from them. So just like if you were to have an Akashic record reading, and you were to, like, as soon as you have a reading in the Akashic records, it's like you automatically are connected to a higher frequency, and you start to, it's like your light grid expands and you start to receive information from these higher dimensions as well. The same happens with dolphins. So if you are out in the wild and you are connecting with dolphins, they are able to send out frequencies to you, especially in the water. If you get in the water with them, like, you will receive it into your cells and into your DNA, and you might not understand at the time what they're saying to you or what you're receiving, but they are absolutely sending information to you through their, like, I think they use echolocation in the water, that's what it's called, but they can actually send these frequencies out to you, and you'll receive this healing energy from them as well. Dolphins are, so like, the actual physical being of a dolphin is obviously of Earth, because it's, oh, that's so cool. Okay, so they are of Earth, right? So like, they're a physical body, they're a mammal, they're a physical body, but the consciousness that inhabits these beings is not of Earth. So the consciousness that inhabits dolphins is of an alien frequency, of a higher vibration, of off-planet energy. So these off-planet beings essentially come down into the dolphins and express themselves as a dolphin. Like us humans, we look at them and they're a dolphin, but the actual being inside is not an energy frequency of Earth. Similarly to how, you know, we have starseed beings that are coming from off planet, and they are being born into human bodies, and they are not of Earth, they are not a human, but they are living as a human in this life, and they are expressing and sharing as their soul self, which is actually a being that's not of Earth. It's the same with dolphins. Now, some dolphins have a higher consciousness and higher vibration of others. Some dolphins actually are like ascended masters, and they know what they're doing here, and they have a higher awareness. Like they understand things more deeply, and they are operating with a knowing and with a, like, more of a consciousness. Whereas other dolphins, they are not as aware. They're maybe younger souls, or they don't know what they're just like humans, right? Oh. Affirmed, just like humans. So for example, human beings, you know, some of us are born with more awareness than others. You know, there's a man named Matthias Stefano who was born and who remembers all of his past lives. Like from the age of 7, he started remembering. The same is true of dolphins. Some of them are born with this remembrance. They know where they came from, they know what they're doing here, whereas others are not quite as aware, and they are still emitting these frequencies, and they are still sharing healing vibrations and energy, but it's not from such a conscious place. So what will happen if you're around a dolphin is you will just all of a sudden start to download new information. So it's like if you put, okay, the analogy that I like to use, which it kind of seems like backwards, but like if you put a rotten fruit next to a healthy fruit, the healthy fruit will like start to become rotten. It will like seep into the healthy fruit. So it's the same with this information and with this frequency of energy. Just being around this frequency, it's going to start to, like, your energy is colliding with their energy, even though your physical body might not actually be colliding. Your energy body is colliding with their energy, and you are going to be receiving upgrades and downloads and codes and new access to new information and new places in your light grid. They'll, like, maybe it will come to you later on in a dream. You'll have a dream where you just have this new download, or maybe you will, you know, read a book that that just like happens to pop up, and it's because you've been introduced to this frequency, and so now you can start to attract things that are of that same frequency, and you can start to have these downloads that come from these higher dimensions that are going to help you along your path and ultimately also help raise the consciousness. Now, yes, absolutely, you can have dolphin spirit guides. If you're from a planet that has the dolphins, you might have dolphin spirit guides. Off planet, the dolphins don't always look like dolphins. They might appear to you in your mind's eye as a dolphin, but these beings don't necessarily look like a dolphin in the dimension that they come from. They would be the dolphin, they would be the dolphin frequency, the dolphin energy. They might speak to you with the symbols that look like a dolphin, but off planet, they don't necessarily look the same as they do here on planet. They have different, some of them do have more physical bodies off planet. You know, they come from these beautiful like Venus places, or what planet is this? Mintaka. So they come from like off planet places. If you can think of like Mintaka as almost like the Avatar type like colors and plants and all of this kind of stuff. So dolphins come from these types of loving planets. These and they don't always have physical bodies either on the planets that they're from. I have done readings before for people who are really connected to the dolphins, and they also find that they're really connected to water. Some of these human beings actually have gifts from the dolphins, so like they can actually send healing vibrations through the water, like using their hand or using their intentions. They can actually like go to the water's edge and actually be sharing this information as well. So if you do feel connected or called to the dolphins, this could be a reason why. Is there anything else that you would like me to share at this time in terms of dolphins? No, okay. So that's everything from the dolphins. Okay, so I'm going to leave that video there, and I'm going to make a new video on Lemuria and Atlantis, so stay tuned for that video. Please like this video, subscribe to this video if this resonates with you. I would love to share it with more people, and have an amazing day.